Hello, I'm Hannah Peel and I'm headlining this stage this evening at Bluedot Festival. Yes, I played here in 2017 with an album called Mary Cassio, Journey to Cassiopeia. It was great. We opened up the Saturday, 12 o'clock, sunny, everybody was out the front, full brass colliery band, synthesizers, space projections, and then that amazing satellite. So yeah, I'm really glad to be back actually. Growing up in the 80s, 90s, you always saw that satellite, and especially from the north, you always know that it was always a landmark place. So I don't know, it's just got a kind of calmness to it that relates to music and space and art, and I think that in itself is really cool and fits with a lot of the things that I like anyway with music and creating music. Right. Oh, are you going to come see?
Yes.
Yeah, very good. I hope you enjoy. I can't wait. Hi. Can I get a drink? Can I get a gin, Gordon's gin, but neat with loads of ice and some lime? Yeah, have a cheap date, like one drink, I'm there. Thank you. See? My music relies on science. Mostly because I love doing research and I love fact-finding and I love connecting nature with music and patterns in nature, and I find that that's a really good way, like a base to start from. Whether that then takes an emotional journey to somewhere else, it doesn't really matter, but that initial research stage of place and being aware of where we're from really influences a lot of the thoughts and concepts behind the records that I make. The record that we're performing here at Bluedot is called The Unfolding, and it's about human nature and where we've come from. So reading about the rocks and part of like sediments of the earth, and you know, whereas before I would have done records about space and Cassiopeia and the star constellations, this record was very much about feeling grounded in a time where actually everything feels very disjointed and very in a digital world up in the air, where you don't feel like sometimes you are grounded on the floor anymore. So yeah, this record was more about exploring human nature and connecting that, and you know, science and nature is all part of the same thing to me. I think one of the things about what I love is combining synthesizers and electronic and analog music with acoustic instrumentation. So there is always this balance between the technology and what we use as energy as humans. And yeah, from even like producing and recording field recordings and field sounds to then producing that and adding effects and delays and whatever I want to actually create these otherworldly sounds, and mixing that with, you know, orchestral instruments, I find really exciting. Yeah, when you think about it, we're just a dot. Like it's so overwhelming. I think that's the thing that's amazing about music and art, is that it gives you a perspective of something that's bigger than yourself. And especially when you're like performing on stage, like tonight I'm with the Power Orchestra, and they are an incredible bunch of musicians, and you feel like the sum of your parts is greater than who you are, and it gives you that sense of enormity. But you know, when you start to think of how tiny we are, it is too much. Like sometimes you can write a piece of music and it can feel enormous, but it also makes you feel really, really tiny. And I think with this record, The Unfolding, I wanted to have that effect where you feel like you're folding in on yourself while the universe is kind of unfolding in front of you. And you know, there's a beauty in trying to achieve that, but also if you're listening to some music that makes you feel good and makes the world feel bigger, then that can only be a good thing.